Welcome to the session on rhythm and style. We had talked about rhythm in one of our earlier videos. We discussed the various rhythmic cycles across the Western and Indian classical worlds. There is another concept prevalent in the Western world called the musical styles. They define the very form of music. This topic is related to one of my earlier books in the same subject called Rhythm and Style. We will start with the definition of the concept of the musical style or genre. We will then look at the relationship between the rhythm and style. Though melody also has a great influence on style, we will restrict our discussion to rhythm only. We will then look at three of the main styles that have had a profound impact on Indian film music: the Afro-American, European, and the Latino styles. We will finally see the influences of these styles in Indian film music and how the composers have adopted these styles. The concept of musical style or genre has been used interchangeably. They identify music to a specific tradition or convention. What that means is, for example, a blues style has a specific form and a country has a different form. The musical grammar might be the same, but the way the rhythm and melody are built are completely different. It has evolved over time and is now identified to a specific geography or country. Though Wikipedia identifies a very large number of styles, there are a smaller set of styles that have left an indelible mark in Indian film music. These styles, in addition to having a specific rhythmic pattern, also have a specific chord progression, and some of them largely use a specific set of scales. For example, blues uses the pentatonic scale or the blues scale. It will be very interesting to note that these styles have given ideas for new composition. It also gives the variety. For example, having songs in different styles in an album or film provides the variety. The Indian film music also has tended to reflect the ongoing trend, or probably few years away. For example, when pop and disco was a rage in US and Europe in the mid-70s, it became a big hit in the late 70s and early 80s in Indian film music. Let us now look at the relationship between rhythm and style. As I mentioned, each style has a very distinct rhythmic pattern. We will see that in the subsequent slides. Largely, it is based on where the stress is emphasized on. Generally, the stress or accent is laid on the beats 1 and 3, like in rock and pop forms. However, if the stress is on beats 2 and 4, it becomes an offbeat and what is also called syncopated. Most of the Latino beats are syncopated. In Latino styles, the rhythm is indicated across 2 bars. Here, bar 1 has 3 beats and bar 2 has 2 beats. This is also referred to as a 3-2 pattern. The choice of the rhythmic instrument has also played a large role in defining the styles. While American styles would use the drum set as the primary instrument, the Afro-Latino styles use the bongo or the congo. Indian film music typically combines both these instruments. As you see in this diagram, the drum set and the bongo are combined with the Indian native instruments in many songs. This is where the innovation comes in. Sometimes we have seen these instruments used within the same beat itself. Let us look at the Afro-American styles. This is perhaps the style with the largest influence. While the jazz, blues, shuffle, country are Native American, some of the other styles like the reggae and calypso have originated in the Caribbean. Many of the songs in the 60s were influenced by styles like twist, boogie, foxtrot, etc. Some of the composers like O.P. Nair made styles like foxtrot their forte. Post-70s, we saw the emergence of styles like reggae and calypso used in Indian film music. Now let us listen to some of the common Afro-American styles. The shuffle style. Now let us listen to the calypso. The Bo Diddley style would sound something like this. The Latino style also had a significant influence in the 60s and 70s. Composers like M.S. Vishwanathan and R.D. Burman relied heavily on these styles. The rhythmic pattern in the Afro-Latin world is based on the concept of the clave. The clave is the point of reference for all parts in the song and is constantly played. Typically, the clave is played on an instrument known as claves. Sometimes the clave pattern is implied. There are two main forms of clave in Afro-Cuban music, the song clave and the rumba clave. The song clave is the oldest and most common of the clave rhythms. This is played in majority of Afro-Cuban music, which includes styles like cha-cha and mambo. As seen below, the song clave is written across two bars. When the melody starts in the first bar, it is referred to as the 3-2 forward clave. When the melody begins on the second bar, it is called as the reverse clave. Many of the Latino styles are syncopated, that is, the stress is on the weak beat, also called the offbeat. Some of the popular ballroom dance styles are based on the rumba style. Now let us listen to some of the Latino styles. Let us start with the bossa nova. Then the cha-cha. The European influence has been lesser as compared to the other two styles. Waltz is a rhythm and also a style from Europe. A lot of Hindi songs have used this style, especially Shankar Jayakishan's songs. The influence of Europop rock was also felt in the late 70s through R.D. Burman and Ilayaraja. We'll now hear to some European styles. The waltz would sound something like this. And the tango would sound something like this. The influence of these styles in Indian film songs has been enormous. As you see in the table, each composer identified themselves with a distinct style, though they've used other styles as well. As mentioned, O.P. Nair was always associated with the foxtrot, as Shankar Jayakishan with the waltz. In some of the songs, we had the rhythmic style called out explicitly. For example, in the Tamil song Engeyum Eppodum, it begins with the song clave. As does in Chinna Chinna Asai, it begins with reggae. I've tried to list some of the popular songs with the styles. Once you start listening, you will be able to relate to other similar songs. This brings us to the end of this session. This is such a vast topic and has been a source of inspiration to many a composer. You can also refer to my book, The Similar Subject, for more content and references. Thanks again for watching, and as always, please do subscribe and send in your comments.